Lo lindo está acá abajo. Viste las banderas y como así también, pero es que ahí está.
Claro, dime algo en inglés.
Hello.
Muy bien, Anderson.
Hi.
Hi, qué bueno. Connor, dime algo en español. Tell me something in Spanish. Nah. Hey guys, it is Connor and my last day in Colombia. And we're gonna explore for a little bit the Valley of Cocora. Here we are. It's pretty beautiful here, guys. It is known for these huge palm trees. Palmas gigantes. Aquí tengo mi amiguita. Y hola. Oh, no seas tímida. Es mi amiga. Pero hay flores aquí, hay muchas cosas para... Oh, why am I speaking Spanish, guys? There's flowers here, things for the kids to do and see. So we're gonna walk around here, check the place out, see what there's to see, and share with you guys. Alright guys, so during my trip here I've been taking some notes and thinking about things that are very different between Colombia and the United States. I have a list of things here that when I saw them here, it was for me and for my son, it was like, what? One of the things that we really noticed here in LA, Cafetero, it was not like this in Bucaramanga really, but there's dogs everywhere in the street, which is normal. That's like that in Puerto Rico and lots of other places. But they were also inside the restaurants. There were dogs coming in the restaurants. One of them, where were we, Amor? The dog was where you got that fish.
La Mesa de los Santos.
In La Mesa de los Santos, there was a dog touching us, trying to get food from us. And that is just crazy. That would never happen in the US. That would be completely illegal. That restaurant would be shut down. So maybe for you guys to think, oh, that wouldn't happen in the US, maybe that's weird for you. Amor, canta el himno.
Oh, gloria inmarcesible, oh, júbilo inmortal. Happy.
Okay guys, the second thing that was a huge shock to me. I went into the men's restroom in the airport, bathroom, baño, and there was a woman in there cleaning. That was completely strange for me because in the US, only a woman would be allowed to go in the women's restroom to clean and vice versa. But my wife said that sometimes men can go in the women's room to clean. That was super weird for me, guys, super weird. Oh, mi amiga, she wants me to go with her. ¿Dónde vamos? Ahora espaldas. Okay guys, one other thing that was strange for me. We went to a farmer's market, un mercado, okay, and La Mesa de los Santos. Beautiful place, but it's like in the middle of nowhere, okay? Middle of nowhere. Jungle like this, but not up in the mountains. And all the food, guys, it was very weird, especially for Connor. Right, buddy, that there were flies everywhere?
Yes.
Moscas?
I hated it.
Flies everywhere, guys. Flies on the food. Flies coming to your table. Now, for me, I'm like, you know, I understand we're in the jungle. And if everybody else is eating it, it's probably fine. I'm not worried about it. But for him, that was super weird and super gross.
Yeah, because flies, they like to eat poop, and all those flies probably ate a bunch of poop before they put their dirty little doodly on our food.
So he didn't like that those flies were putting their dirty little patas in our food. But why that was so strange, guys, if that happened in a restaurant in the US, just like the dog situation, that restaurant would go out of business and would never open again. That restaurant would not sell one thing. Nobody would eat there.
Yeah, that'd be shut down for fly infestation.
There's very strict regulations and laws about food safety, health, and cleanliness in the U.S. Now I understand that was in the mountains, and guys, there's parts in the U.S. and the mountains where there's people that, maybe not a very nice way to call them, as hillbillies, but people from the mountains. You guys might say campesinos. Out there, there's not as many regulations, there's not as many laws, people do what they want. You might find something there, but you would never, ever, ever see a bunch of flies in a restaurant in any city in the US. So that was super weird for us. Guys, one little interesting thing I wanted to share with you guys. Some things are completely different when you travel. Some things you're like, wow, there's nothing like this at home. But some things are universal. Some things are everywhere. We have these in our yard at home, and we call them dandelions. That is a dandelion. Para ti. Mira.
No, ya tengo.
¿Oh, no quieres?
Ya tengo.
¿Rompiste mi corazoncito? Okay, guys, one other thing that was super weird for me.
Ya terminé tu comida.
Oh, muchas gracias. Mi comida, dice mi little amiga. Another thing that was super weird for me, and I thought it was like a scam, una estafa. When we went to the bathroom at that market I was telling you guys about, there was a guy sitting at the door, and he said, 500 pesos. And I said, for what? ¿Para usar el baño? Sí. I just looked at him and I walked away. I went and asked my wife's family, like, is that real? Like, is this what you really do? You have to pay to use the bathroom? And they said, yeah, it's normal. But never in my life have I paid. Un segundito. Never have I paid to use a bathroom. But apparently that's fairly normal here in some places. But I thought that old man was trying to scam me.
Honey, hold that things, okay? Very tight. Ahora le estaban sus...
You had fun, Daddy?
Yes, and I want to do it again.
You want to do it again, but was it scary?
It was scary, but I want to do it again.
Let's see, what do you think?
It was scary.
It was scary, but was it fun?
Yeah. I'm doing it again.
Lupita, vamos. ¿Tenías miedo? ¿Sí?
Guess what? I want to do that.
¿Qué quieres decir? Estás de sombrero.
Sí.
No te queda muy
Ahora
bien.
que eres calvo.
Oh. ¿Sabes que eres muy bonita?
Sí.
¿Sí sabes?
Sí.
¿Sabes que eres mi amiguita?
Sí. Que regrese el sol.
Oh, muchas gracias. Tan mala esta chiquitita. Oh. Okay, guys, so drop my phone. As you can see, I am no longer in Colombia. I'm back here in my home in the United States. I'm gonna finish this video here in my little studio. So I'm gonna finish talking about a couple of the things that were super weird for me. Just to end this video and tell you guys a couple of the things that were a huge culture shock almost for me, okay? Because I've never seen anything like it, and it's completely different from the way that things are here. So many motorcycles is one thing, okay? Motorcycles everywhere, all right? Now, there's a lot of motorcycles here. They're a completely different kind though, usually. Harley Davidsons and the super loud ones, those are more popular here. But over there, it's more popular to have like Yamaha or Kawasaki, Honda, like the Japanese kind of motorcycle, okay? And dirt bikes too, motorcycles that you can go off of the road on, obviously because there's a lot of bad roads there, and maybe even you might want to go in the mountains or the woods. But that's not the super weird part. The super weird part is that it's completely normal for 2 and sometimes 3 people to ride on a motorcycle, okay? Here, guys, you will almost never see 2 men on a motorcycle, okay? If the guys that ride these kind of motorcycles, if they saw two men on a motorcycle, they would make fun of them. They would probably call them gay, all kinds of ignorant stuff, okay? That's just the culture here. Here, motorcycles are for tough guys, okay? Not for everybody. Over there, you see old people on motos, very young people, whole families, okay? Because it's an easy way to get around. Here, it's like a symbol of the tough guy, the biker, okay? So that was really weird for me to see all over the place, two men on a motorcycle. I saw a man, a baby, a woman, and a dog on a motorcycle. Okay, that one was really weird. But over there, a motorcycle is a way for anybody to get around, okay? Over here, these guys think they're tough for driving motorcycles. Obviously, driving a motorcycle does not make you more of a man, but these guys think so. So that's one other thing, the motorcycle culture, okay? Police, guys, I think I saw maybe 5 police officers my whole time there, and I laughed so hard, guys. The first time I saw 2 police officers on one motorcycle, I was like, ah! Now, coming from my culture, guys, that looked like a couple of clowns in one of the small cars, okay? I was like, 2 police officers on one motorcycle, that was hilarious to me. Perfectly normal for you guys, I'm sure, but to me, it was a joke, chiste, okay? I did not respect their authority at all, okay? To me, it was just a hilarious shock, okay? Now, I completely understand that that's based on my 30 years of being over here where motorcycles are for tough guys. To see 2 police officers sharing a motorcycle was hilarious to me, okay? And the last thing, guys, is the Uber and taxi situation, okay? Over here, there's lots of rules on our roads, and there's tons of police everywhere. Let me finish the last thing about the police. Here, you see police everywhere. I see 5 police in one day, just in my little city. I saw 5 police in your whole country, okay? They are not all over the place, patrolling. Here, they're everywhere. Now, especially in like Chicago, you'll see them everywhere, and that's probably because there's a lot of criminals. A lot of loser people that want to hurt other people, they want to steal things, so there has to be a big police presence, okay? But that was a huge shock for me that for my first like 4 or 5 days, I didn't see any police. But here, they're everywhere. Okay, that's the police one. Next is the Uber and taxi situation. So guys, here, if you called a taxi or you called an Uber, 3 people could go in the back, okay? They would have to wear their seatbelts and maybe 1 person in the front. So 4 people. Over there, we were doing 5 people in each car because there were 10 of us, and that was no problem. 3 in the back, 1 kid sitting on somebody's lap, and me in the front. Nobody was buckled up. The taxi driver did not care at all because there's no police anywhere. And they drove like a maniac with 4 people in the back with no seatbelts. And he wasn't wearing a seatbelt, and he did not care if I wore mine. This is a huge shock to me because here people respect the road rules and the laws. They put on their seatbelts because if not, one of the million police officers that are around will come and get you, write you a ticket, and you will have to spend a lot of money, okay? So here, that would never happen. If 5 people tried to get in an Uber here, unless it was a huge truck, a huge SUV or van, the driver would say, no, 5 people can't fit in here. What are you talking about? A kid can't sit on somebody's lap back there. Everybody has to be buckled up. Okay, that was just a huge shock to me to see that we did that, guys, 4 or 5, 6 times, all right? And not one of the drivers had a problem with it. They were all okay with it. That's just part of the culture because over there, people are used to 10 people jumping in the back of a truck because, hey, there's no other way to get from the finca to the city, all over the place. Everybody's used to piling into one vehicle. Here, that would never happen because the Uber driver would be too scared to get a ticket from the police. that was a big one for me, guys. By the end of it, I was used to it, no big deal. But at first I was like, this guy doesn't care at all. This taxi driver's crazy. But it was super cool for me to see that, guys. And super cool as well for me to ride on a motorcycle with my brother-in-law, mi cuñado, because I got to see the culture, guys. I got to see how you guys get around on motorcycle, in taxis, all that. We rode in the back of a truck. All this stuff was super cool, guys. So that is one other thing. And another thing that surprised me is when we were in the taxis, when the taxi driver went to get gas, which happened twice, everybody had to get out. Everybody had to get out and go stand in front of the vehicle. Now I asked one of the guys, I was like, hey man, in Spanish of course, I was like, how come when you guys get gas, everybody has to get out? Because here in the US, everybody stays in the car when you get gas. If I have my friends and my family in my Jeep, we go get gas, I just park, I say, all right guys, I'll be right back. I put gas in and that's it. He said because the tank in the back has blown up before and killed everybody in the car. So it's safer if everybody's out in front. Now I don't know if this is because all the taxis are very old over there. A lot of them are like falling apart or what. But I don't even know, guys, if it's an actual law or ley that it was written by the government or if it's just part of the culture. Everybody knows it's dangerous, so everybody respects that and gets out. Tell me, guys, is that a real law or is it just something that the people do because they don't want to blow up? Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I got a lot more stuff from Colombia coming in this next week that's coming up, alright? Gonna be super cool to share with you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you're having a great week. Hope you're working on your English. I've got a lot of Spanish content coming, but I'm also gonna do some English content for you guys. Como siempre, mis amigos queridísimos, muchísimas gracias por ver. Nos vemos pronto.